Testing, testing. Testing. Hello. Hello, testing, testing.
Oh, yeah,
You hear me? Hello?
yeah, it's time. It's going to be time delay on your phone.
Yeah. Hello, hello. I don't hear it. Hello. If you hear me, it's fine. If you hear me, it's all good. I don't hear it, but
You don't hear me?
Testing, testing. Hello. Five, four, three, two, one.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
You can't listen to anything because it's going to be time
Yeah.
delay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
We begin this honoring America with the national anthem. We ask all to please stand. You see my cause what's so proudly needed Creekside Knights. We'd like to recognize our coach, Coach Ponte Vedra, the team evening. And his 300 fingers. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen. A very good round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, now for your Creekside Knights. Number 3,
Can you use that? All right, here we are. Creekside Knights versus Ponte Vedra Sharks. I'm Brandon Carroll on the call, and we begin tip-off in a few moments. Here we go. Ball is tipped to Jonathan Gupton. He's taking out the court. He's looking around. Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny dribbles around the perimeter. It's given to Christian Williams inside. Uses his body. Another rebound. And it's up and good for the Knights. 2-0. Pushes down the court. He's looking around. Swings around the perimeter. He swings it just inside three-point line. Dribbling outside. He's giving the ball. Luke Martin with the three-pointer to start. Jonathan Gupton pushes the ball up the court, swings it around to Kyle Dateweiler to Garrett Denny. Kyle Dateweiler to Matthew Desa. He pulls up, shot off the mark. Fight for the ball. Jonathan Gupton. He gets possession out to Kyle Dateweiler. They reset in the offense. Kyle goes to Jonathan. Jonathan to Christian. Christian to Matthew. Matthew pushing. Garrett Denny, a senior on the Knights, pushes it inside. Up and no good. White ball. Off Ponte Vedra last. Garrett Denny on the inbound. Looking for someone to get open. Swings it outside to Kyle Dateweiler. They set up in the offense. He's looking. Matthew Desa with the ball. Dribbles inside. Jonathan swings it to Christian Williams. Christian Williams looking around. Kyle Dateweiler gets it. Matthew Desa pulls up for three. And it's good. Knights take the lead on the Matthew Desa three. Here comes Johnny Cortazali coming up the court. He swings it to Logan Conway. Conway swings it to Ben Hauser. Back to Conway. Ben Hauser pulls up for three. And it's good. The Knights and the Sharks are trading jabs on the way in this early in the first. Garrett Denny with the ball looking. Garrett Denny, the most experienced one on this team. It's a very young Knights team, boggled by injuries. After coming off last season's state runner-ups. Oh, Garrett Denny hits the three. And get back on defense. After last year's state runner-ups, they've lost many seniors, and they are looking to find an identity of this new team. With the freshman Jonathan Gupton. We haven't really seen much of him. He's a very new player. He's new to the Creekside and just looking to get in the rhythm here as the Knights starting point guard for next few games. It's looking like. Jonathan with the ball, swings it to Kyle Dateweiler. Kyle Dateweiler swings it around to Christian Williams. Christian Williams, Matthew Desa. Garrett Denny with another three-point attempt, and it's good! Wow! Garrett Denny on fire early. And a timeout is... No, it's not a timeout. It's a foul call. A foul called on the Knights, it looks like. Oh, 24 white called with the delay of game. Warning. Logan Conway with the ball. He's looking around. Dribbles inside. Kyle Dateweiler guarding. Out to Reese Russi. Reese Russi to Johnny. Ben Hauser. The Ponte Vedra leading scorer with 14.1 points per game. Reese Russi also has the same exact points per game average. But Ben Hauser's really been a big key player for this team. Knights in transition after the miss by the Sharks. Garrett Denny with the ball, swinging it to Jonathan Gupton. Gupton looking. Garrett Denny back with the ball. He's taking a deep two, and it's good. Garrett Denny has a quick 8 points for the Knights. And a knockdown shot by Luke Martin. He's tall, but he can shoot from the perimeter. That's for sure. Kind of reminds me of Kristaps Porzingis, the way he's popping from three. It's a forced out by Logan Conway. That's his first. And we have some substitutions coming in. Jaden Westerkamp for the Knights. And for who seems to be Christian Williams. And what's looking like a very new, fresh set of legs for the Sharks. Only player left is Ben Hauser from the starting lineup. Garrett Denny with the ball. Swings it to Jonathan Gupton. And they're going to call a foul on the Knights, and it's going the other direction. Jaden Westerkamp with the early foul call. Barely any time in the game with already one. Pushing up the court is Andrew Barquist. He swings it around to Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers to James Conk. James Conk with the ball. He's looking. Barquist. Jacoby. Jacoby dribbling. Backs it out. Andrew Berquist. Oh, and one by Ben Hauser. He's had a magnificent year so far, totaling 113 points within their first 12 games. Ben Hauser at the line. And it's off the mark. Rebounded by Jaden Westerkamp. Jonathan Gupton pushes it up the floor. Matthew Desa slows it down. They're setting up in the offense. Swings it to Nick Rice, who's getting his first appearance in the game. Jaden Westerkamp coming in, and it's blocked. James Conk with the block. Jaden Westerkamp's a little slow to get up after that collision. Garrett Denny inbounding the ball. Out to Christian Williams. Nick Rice with the ball. Swings the rock. Back to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny tries to go inside. Gets it there. Matthew Desa. Back out to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny. Shot, and it's just off the mark. Off the fingertip to Matthew Desa and back in the Sharks' possession. The Sharks swing it to Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers putting a move on Nick Rice. Ben Hauser to Jacoby Myers. James Conk. Jacoby Myers with the three. Off the mark. Garrett Denny pushing it up the court. Up to Nick Rice. Nick Rice settles down. Pulls the three. And it's just off the front of the rim. Oh. And they're going to call Jonathan Gupton out on the play. And a timeout is called by Ponte Vedra Sharks with 1:17 left remaining in the first. High-paced action so far with a 13-11 game. The Knights up by 2. Jacoby Myers to inbound the ball. It's number 34, who's not on my roster sheet. 34 bringing it up. He dribble drives on Jonathan Gupton. Spin move. Very fancy, but he just can't finish at the rim. Oh, a steal. Redeems himself. Blocked by Christian Williams, but they call it foul. That's Christian's first. Tajay Reed set to check in. Garrett Dinian will get pulled out for the first time in this game. Garrett's had a wonderful 8 points to start. And that bucket right there ties the game at 13 with nearly 1 minute left remaining in the first. Tajay Reed's inbounding the ball. Press defense by the Ponte Vedra Sharks. Jonathan Gupton moving up the court. This setup in the offense. Nick Rice getting through the middle. Swings in the ball. Up to Christian Williams. Christian Williams looking. Tajay Reed. Jonathan Gupton. Into Christian Williams. They call a foul on the Sharks. Tajay Reed inbounding. Swings it into Matthew Desa. Desa pulls up, hook shot. Oh, looking like Kareem on that one, off the glass with the touch. 15-13, nearing 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. James Conk swings it to 34, who I still am lacking on the roster sheet. Have to get that into the first. But he knocks down the three and ties the game back up. Or was that a 2? It looks like they're saying his foot was on the line and it was a 2-pointer. 15-15. Knights looking for one possession. 5, 4, 3. Nick Rice goes up off the glass. No good. And that's the end of the first quarter. The Knights and the Sharks are tied at 15 apiece. With action set to resume, the same 5 that were out there for the Knights are back out. Ben Hauser along with James Conk, Andrew Berquist, Jacoby Myers, and number 34 are still out there. Ben Hauser with the ball, looking. Swings it to Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers pump fakes. A little shimmy shake on Christian Williams. Jacoby Myers inside. Number 34. And, Jonathan Gupton goes over the top, and they call a travel. Wow. He's arguing with the referee. Jonathan Gupton, after getting that call, is called out of the game by Kyle Dateweiler. Nick Rice fighting for possession of the ball, and that's going to be a jump ball. Possession error towards the Knights. Coach Mayer calling on his play. Coaching his team up. Christian Williams. Kyle Dateweiler coming down. Forces contact, and it's just slightly off the mark for Christian Williams. Turnover for Kyle Dateweiler. The Sharks will get it going back their direction. He's swinging around the perimeter. Jacoby Myers gets the ball. And they call a travel on him. That is 2 traveling calls in a row for the Ponte Vedra Sharks on their offensive possessions. Kyle Dateweller pushes the ball at the court. Turns around. Looks to set up the offense. Nick Rice takes control. Nick Rice looking. Swings it to Kyle Dateweller. Kyle Dateweller looks inside. Couldn't find anything. Christian Williams. Tajay Reed. Back to Nick Rice. Nick Rice looking. Swing. Up top. Dribble. Inside. Pull up jumper. And it's good by Matthew Desa. Puts 2 points on the board for the Knights to take the lead 17-15 with 6:52 remaining in the second quarter. The Sharks looking rather uncharacteristic of themselves as they have scored many points in the past few games. Swings it to Tajay Reed. Tajay Reed to Matthew. Matthew goes up, and he just can't get seen to hit the mark. They're pushing it back down the court. Gets it to James Conk. James Conk to Ben Hauser. Ben Hauser pulls up for three. Just off the mark. Ben Hauser is a dynamic shooter that needs to be contained by the Knights, and so far they're doing a pretty good job of doing so. The Sharks come down, an easy layup for number 34, who I still do not have his number. His name and number. Kyle Dateweller inside to Christian Williams, and they're going to say that was off of the Ponte Vedra Sharks. Knights ball. And it looks like Garrett Denny, Jonathan Gupton, and Jaden Westerkamp will step into the game. Pulling out Christian Williams, Tajay Reed, and Nick Rice. A swing to Kyle Dateweller. Dateweller back out to Gupton. Gupton attempting to set up the offense. Kyle Dateweller, pull-up jumper, just off the mark. Slapped away, and oh, they have an intentional foul. That's going to give the Knights what looks to be a free throw opportunity. Yes, they're calling a technical foul on that. Was it intentional? It's going to give Kyle Dateweller an opportunity to put the Knights up. Will he cash out on this opportunity? Smooth, silky jump shot from Kyle Dateweller, who knocks it in to give the Knights the 18-17 point lead. Can he make it two here? Yes, he can. Beautiful free throws by Kyle Dateweller. Garrett Denny on the inbound as they get the ball with the intentional foul. Garrett Denny swings it to Jonathan Gupton. Gupton looking. Inside. It's Matthew Desa. Desa back out to Gupton. Gupton dribbling inside to Garrett Denny, who's been on fire tonight with 8 points. Setting up the offense again. Garrett Denny looking around. Jaden Westerkamp inside to Desa. Bad pass off the deflection. Maintained by the Sharks. And the Sharks trying to push it up tempo. Not looking to set up an offense. Spin move off his man, and it's a miss. Kyle Dateweller coming down the court. So Matthew Desa with pump fakes. Outside to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny with the pump. Oh, and on the floor is Jaden Westerkamp. And they're going to call in the scuffle. The mix-up turns into what is looking like it's going to be a jump ball. The aggressiveness and effort displayed by these two teams right now is uncanny. There's a lot of fight in these dogs. The ball will go to the Ponte Vedra Sharks. Johnny Cortazali is pushing it up the court. Corlozzi. Swings it to Kyle Dateweiler. Kyle Dateweiler looking. Give it to Matthew Desa. Garrett Denny on the perimeter. Swings it to the corner. Back up to Garrett Denny. Slowing down the offense, really taking the tempo down to a lower, not as fast-paced. As it seems as Ponte Vedra is looking to push the ball, the Knights are playing an opposite game as they're looking to slow it down with the lack of depth on their team at the moment, with many of their starters that are missing tonight's game. And 5 minutes into the second quarter, Coach Mayer has taken off his jacket as he is frustrated with his team. He's looking up the court. Swings it to Johnny. Johnny in the corner. Reese Russi, and he knocks in the three. What a shot. And the Knights soon call timeout as they are now down for the first time in this game. And this live stream is brought to you by All Sports High. I'm Brandon Carroll, and we'll get back to you when the action begins again. And we're back. The action beginning to start. Jonathan Gupton pushing up the court. Pushes it to Matthew Desa in the corner. Desa looking. Jaden Westerkamp with the ball. Swings it outside to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny back to Desa. Attempting to run chin. Cannot do so. Off a deflection back to Kyle Dateweiler. Kyle Dateweiler to Garrett Denny, and it is good. The Knights go back up 21-20 with 2:58 remaining in the second quarter. Looking to gain a big lead before half. Oh, but it's quickly shut down by Logan Conway, who knocks in the three from distance. 23-21. Ponte Vedra. Garrett Denny swings it outside to Kyle Dateweiler. Kyle Dateweiler to Matthew Desa. Desa to... Oh, and it's thrown away by the young rookie and Jonathan Gupton. Oh! They're saying the ball was tipped and is the Knights' ball. And they are now changing the call, saying that the ball was not tipped, and it is now Ponte Vedra's ball. Johnny Corlazzoli to number 34. 34 to Logan Conway. Corlazzoli. Conway, can he hit it again? No, off the mark. Into the hands of Jonathan Gupton, who's pushing up the court. He's looking. Kyle Dateweiler in the corner. Head bob. No good. Matthew Desa. Rejected by Luke Martin. Reese Russi with the ball. Pops it. No good. Way short. And they lays it back in after the miss. Pushes the lead to 4. Approaching 1:30 left in the second quarter. The Knights, who are dismantled with injuries, are looking pretty solid so far against a Ponte Vedra team who's 5-7 on the year, but have played some pretty close games. Losing to some pretty... Jaden Westerkamp at the free throw line. Off the mark on the first one. It was a little too hard. Jaden Westerkamp with the second shot. And it's off the mark again. He goes 0 for 2 at the free throw line. That's going to kill the Knights going deeper in this game if they can't hit free throws. Free throws are a big part of basketball, and you just have to be able to hit those. Points on the board in any aspect of the game is a key for the Knights, as they've struggled to score earlier in this year. Christian Williams will now check in for Jaden Westerkamp. I'm sure Coach Mayer got onto him about those missed free throws, but he's a young player. He'll rebound just fine. The Sharks swinging around the perimeter. They're looking. Kualazali with the ball. Oh, Logan Conway. Oh, in and out. Jonathan Gupton slowing it down. Conway in the guarding. Garrett Denny to Christian Williams. Christian Williams outside the Matthew Desa. Desa to Nick Rice. Nick Rice to Christian Williams. Looking inside. Can't find him. Garrett Denny swings it. The ball movement by the Knights is looking pretty good right now. Matthew Desa off the mark from 3. As I was saying, the Knights ball movement looks very good, but they have to get it inside at some point. You can't just keep swinging around the outside of this ferocious Sharks defense we've seen tonight. And Luke Martin cannot seem to get the ball to go in the basket. He had an early 3, but since then... And he rejects Nick Rice off the back wall. What a swat. That could give the Sharks some momentum going into halftime with only 2.9 seconds left in the half. The Knights have to get a quick shot off here. Garrett Denny looking. He shoots it, and it is no good, and the Knights will go into the half down 25-21 against the Ponte Vedra Sharks. A hard-fought first half. And at halftime, we'll be watching a knockout competition between the faculty and staff, and even students, maybe, of the Ponte Vedra and Creekside staffs. This should be very interesting, to say the least. This live stream and broadcast is brought to you by All Sports High.
Let's see what this is. Three out. Good shot. And so let's see. Good shot, good shot.
With nearly 3 minutes to go here at halftime, a quick recap of the first half. The Knights got out to a big start, started up on the Sharks, but the Sharks came rallying back with committee scoring led by Ben Hauser, who has been their leading scorer all season. The Knights' leading scorer is Garrett Denny, and at halftime, Coach Mayer is probably telling them that they just have to get points on the board. Missed free throws and missed opportunities are not going to be able to pull out this game. But as of what we've seen so far, this game looks like it's going to be tight all the way down to the wire. This is Brandon Carroll, and this live stream is brought to you by All Sports High. And we're back with 9 seconds left to go at half. The Knights and the Sharks will square off for a second half that's bound to be very interesting. And to the 5 or 6 viewers that's been watching me the entire time, one in being my mom, love you, Mom, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Gives it to Garrett Denny to start the half. Oh, and they're calling it over and back to start the half. That is not a good way for the Knights to begin. Looking to get a quick score to start the second. Trying to get settled in the second half. Oh, a steal by Jonathan Gupton. Jonathan pushing up the court. He swings it to Matthew Desa. Jonathan Gupton is a quick speedster. Only in 9th grade. His future looks bright for the Creekside Knights. Oh, and off the glass, Christian Williams. That decreases the deficit to 2 for the Knights. They can get a stop on defense right here. Off the glass, and Jonathan Gupton, he is all over the court tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's coming down the floor. Swings it to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny on the perimeter. Jonathan Gupton pushes it inside, back out. He's looking. This is high school basketball at its finest, folks. Ball movement, non-selfish players. Just looking for any open opportunity with the no shot clock. Desa looking. Christian Williams pulls up from about the block. No good. Rebounded by Luke Martin. Number 1 for the Sharks. Luke Martin with the 3 after knocking down 1 in the first half. I compared him to Kristaps Porzingis. That was a stretch. Here we go to Kyle Dateweiler. Kyle Dateweiler swings it to Christian Williams. Christian Williams, Matthew Desa. Christian Williams on the outside. The big man playing behind the perimeter. That's what today's basketball has come to, folks. Still outside. The high-low offense is working quite well for the Knights so far. Garrett Denny with the 3. Looking to add on to his 8 points he has already for the Knights. Just cannot seem to do so. Kyle Dateweiler goes inside. Bunch of contact, no foul call. And it's going to be off of Matthew Desa and the Sharks ball. Wow, what a sequence of events. A lot of contact inside. Refs say no call. Here we go. Swings outside. Reese Russi. Or Russi. Back out to Ben Hauser. Oh, Logan Conway. Logan Conway goes up. Off the mark. But they call a foul. Kyle Dateweiler's. Logan Conway at the line. Knocks down the first. Looks very comfortable at the line. Logan Conway's done a lot of the little things for the Sharks tonight. Oh, and they call another travel. That is 3 traveling calls on the Sharks that have cost them easy buckets inside. Matthew Gupton, it's just thrown. Jonathan Gupton gets it thrown off of him. But then they call. Kyle Dateweiler with the quick hand strips it from Luke Martin. But it will remain Sharks' possession. Rock swung out to Reese Russi. Reese Resty to Logan Conway. Conway looking around. Benhauser. Benhauser to Logan Conway. Back to Benhauser. Benhauser pulls up for the three, and he knocks it down, extending their lead 29-23 on the Knights. Slowly beginning to pull away from the Knights after trailing most of the first half. And a foul is called on Logan Conway after the contact on Jonathan Gupton. Sticking his hand in there, jar the ball loose. They said there was a little bit more contact than I saw. Garrett Denny swings it inside to Kyle Detweiler. Kyle Detweiler backs down his defender, goes up, off the mark, and is out of bounds. Sharks ball. Shots are just not seeming to fall right now for the Knights. Benhauser in the corner. Logan Conway swings it to Johnny. Corlazzoli. There we go. And Reese Russi, sorry, not Johnny Corlazzoli. Reese Russi with the quick bucket. Coach Mayer belts out for a timeout. Ponte Vedra is up 31-23 with 3:48 remaining. Here in the third quarter. As we begin to resume action, it's the Knights' ball. Just beyond half court. And James Conk is wanting to check into the game. Luke Martin is thrown back into the game for some reason. James Conk is told to take a knee on the sideline even though they came out of a timeout. What is that all about? Well, guess we'll never know. Anyways, Knights push it up the court. It's looking, great pass inside to Matthew Tisa, who blows his opportunity. Cannot seem to connect. Coach Mayer is infuriated on the sideline. Sits down with his players. Benhauser goes to the ground after a hit to the head that was not called by Garrett Denny. Back to Benhauser, who is now fine. Gives it to Luke Martin. Luke Martin looking inside. What looked like a walk, but was not called by the referees. Nick Rice coming down the court. Nick Rice sets up the offense. Slowing it down. They want that low tempo. The Sharks like to push it. They don't want to play the Sharks game. Another block by Luke Martin, who is flying tonight. His rejections. Now checking out is Luke Martin and Logan Conway. Coming in for them is Andrew Berquist, and newly acquired last name, Fordham. And a layup goes in for James Conk. Christian Williams screams as if he got fouled. No call. Rebound. Garrett Denny outside. Garrett Denny swings into Matthew Desa. Matthew Desa to Kyle Detweiler. Kyle Detweiler. Out to Garrett Denny. Retained by Matthew Desa. Nick Rice coming up. Floater. Floater game strong. Nick Rice with the two-pointer. 33-25. And here's James Conk. Oh, with the off the mark. Not even close. Christian Williams stops the speed ball. The fastball. Wow, Kyle Dateweller threw a heater down the lane. Barely stopped by Christian. Shout to Nick Rice. Christian up top. Look at the inside for Desa and just cannot. Oh, and they're going to call it Knights ball. And that clearly looked like it was off Desa, from my point of view. Jaden Westerkamp comes in for Desa. Jaden Westerkamp, oh, with a quick 2 points after coming off the bench. He puts the Knights back within 5. Excuse me. 6. Back within 6. 33-27. Christian Williams checked out for Ethan Miller. I think this is Ethan Miller's first appearance in this game. Ethan Miller trying to find a guard. He gets a block right out of the bat. Quickly pushes up the court for the Knights. He gets in the lane, looking. He loses the ball, and it's turned back over to the Sharks. The Sharks will have to push it up the court with less than a minute remaining in the third quarter. Up 6 points on the Knights. A low-scoring affair has began here. Strong defenses, not a lot of offense. Oh, that's a foul, and they call it. We got a hold on Andrew Berquist. Nick Rice with the ball. Nearing 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. About to push it to the final quarter of play. Nick Rice with the acrobatic layup. No good. Pushing it back by Fordham. Fordham to Benhauser. Benhauser inside. Stripped away by Garrett Denny on a clean take. But they're going to say that was a foul. He took the... Wow. And the crowd's reaction says it all, folks. Berquist outside. Up to Fordham. Fordham swings it around. Reese Ressi taking it inside. Fordham. No, sorry. Not Fordham. That's Berquist. That's Fordham. Reese Ressi, 5, 4. Taking it inside. Fouled. And 1. Oh, no. They're calling a travel. Another travel called on the Ponte Vedra Sharks. With 3 seconds remaining, the Knights will have to get a quick shot off. With a press on for the Sharks. 3, 2. Garrett Denny up in. Oh, just way short. It had the trajectory. It just didn't have the distance. And as the third quarter closes out, the fourth quarter begins. I'd say that this live stream is brought to you by All Sports High. And I am Brandon Carroll reporting. And we're back, folks. The buzzer sounds as it is time for both teams to march back onto the court. And begin their time to finish out this game. A 33-27 game. Knights are down 6. The Sharks are looking to keep it that way, while the Knights are looking for a... Oh, and immediately it is out of bounds on the Knights in this Sharks ball. Johnny Cortizoli. Swings it. Logan Conway off the front of the rim. Zach Martin, and they're going to get a push on Jaden Westerkamp. They're going to get a push on Jaden Westerkamp, and the ball is going to be inbounded underneath. Number 20 for the Knights. Swings it outside. Reese Russi looking. Benhauser, the sharpshooter, can't seem to hit. A very aggressive play by both teams, fighting for possession, jockeying for position, just trying to get an opportunity to get the ball back for the Knights so they can close this deficit out. But the Sharks are looking to keep it. Each team with 3 timeouts now. Into Johnny. Johnny's looking around. Quick swing. Out to Reese Russi. Reese Russi to Logan Conway. Logan Conway pump fakes. Back to Russi. Into the corner to Ben. Hauser has been a monster today. The amount of attention Ben Hauser draws is opening lanes for just everyone on his team. And up and under. And it's good by Reese Russi. And they call a foul on Johnny, who is amazed at the call. Does not believe that he fouled. But who really believes they foul when they foul? Nick Rice with the ball. Johnny's guarding. Nick Rice is only a 10th grader, and he's playing a rather big role for the Knights. And that's an and one for Matthew Desa. He has a chance to take the Knights deficit down to 5 points with this free throw. That would come up big for the Knights. They struggled lately, or at least in this game, with free throws. And he misses another one. That is not good for the Knights. Luke Martin. Oh, it's poked away by Desa. And they're calling it out on the Knights. Logan Conway to inbound the ball. Swings it out to Russi. Russi up top. Logan Conway. Benhauser backing him down. Oh, and it's stripped away, but he regains control to Conway. Back to Luke. Luke out to Cortizoli. I cannot pronounce that name. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying my best. Reese Russi. And then touched the top, and that's going to be an out-of-bounds call. Knights basketball. Down 6 with 6:04 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Can they muster up to will to come back from this deficit in order to knock off the highly favored Ponte Vedra Sharks, who have a win record this season of 41% and 5-7? And they do. Back within 4. The Knights are looking to start a run. As the crowd begins to cheer for the defense, the Sharks are looking to quiet them quickly. Reese Russi drives in, up and under. No good this time. It's retained by Gupton. Gupton, they're calling a push, and it's Knights basketball. The foul call goes on Reese Russi. And Garrett Denny will not inbound the ball. As the crowd becomes quiet, anticipating a Knights comeback. Can that happen? Or will the visitors take this game? For three, and he knocks it down! Back within one! What a shot from Matthew Desa! This is getting interesting, folks. With only 5:14 remaining, it is 35-34. Sharks are up by one. The crowd is loud. Lockdown defense. Logan Conway with the ball. To Luke Martin. Luke Martin looking. Ben Hauser. He's a game changer. And to Conway. Conway's looking. Garrett Denny. And holding the team down. Oh, and he makes the lead back up to, takes the lead back up to three. Nick Rice coming down the court. And gives it to Jonathan Gupton. Jonathan Gupton, who has little experience in these types of situations, as they are 1-6 on the year with very little close games. That he has participated in, at least. Oh, Garrett Denny. And that is a unnecessary foul call as he reaches across the opponent. That is not needed in this situation, folks. A 3-point ball game, you just can't make bonehead mistakes like that. I understand he's a freshman, but that's a learning curve right there. That's something Coach Mayer is going to be angry about in practice. It's swung into Fordham. Fordham into Ben Hauser, who throws his shoulder into Garrett Denny, and they're calling an offensive foul on Ben Hauser. Knights ball with down only 3 and 4:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. There we go. He's going down the sideline. He is quick. He is a quick youngster. Jonathan Gupton out here. Somebody go get the ball. He gets it to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny inside. He goes up, and they're going to call a foul. And Garrett Denny's going to have a chance for 2 free throws. Can he knock these down? These are going to prove to be big with only 3:56 remaining. How many more chances will the Knights get to close this deficit out? And Garrett Denny knocks down the first. They're only down by 2 now. Can he make it 1? Garrett Denny with another one. Those will come up huge in the late game. The crowd is loud. Fordham with the ball, looking. Reese Russi inside. He's going up, and they're going to call a foul on the Knights. Will it be on the floor, or will it be shooting 2? It is shooting 2. Matthew Desa with the foul. Russi at the free throw line. He's trying to increase his lead back up, and the first one rolls in off the front of the rim. All right, and here we go. Garrett Denny looking to box out, and he misses that one. There he goes. Christian Williams looking for an outlet, as he is a big man. Does not feel comfortable dribbling it up the court. Up to Nick Rice. Nick Rice, back to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny inside to Matthew Desa. Desa looking, goes up, and off the mark. He had a chance to tie the game right there. Just couldn't seem to get it. The Knights have to get a stop here. The Ponte Vedra Sharks will take their time for one of the first times tonight, as they are a very up-paced team. Fordham with the ball inside to Luke Martin, and they're gonna. They're calling a jump ball, but that is going. It looks like that is facing the Sharks' way. Matthew Desa lets his man slip by. Oh, it's a fight for the ball, and they're calling it Sharks ball after the scrum on the ground for it. Rolled off Nick Rice's right out of his grasp. Ben Hauser with the ball up top, up to Reese Ressi. Logan Conway with the ball. Swings it to Fordham. Fordham's looking around, trying to find someone open. Trying to shed his man. Goes inside, and they're going to call a block. They're calling a block. Wow. Jonathan Gupton, the freshman. With 2:37 remaining, Ponte Vedra called a full timeout. We'll be back in a minute.
Number 2 into the game.
And we're back here, resuming action. 2:37 left in the fourth quarter. This is getting intense, folks. Wow. Immediately off the inbound, and they extend their lead back up to 4. It's very crucial coming down to the wire. Up to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny pushing up the court. Swings it outside. Jonathan Gupton. Boom. Oh, can't hit. And this is looking bleak, folks. As with that, the Knights are back on defense, and it looks like the Sharks are going to try to milk this clock out to get the hard-fought victory here at the Castle. Oh, and they're going to call a foul on Garrett Denny. Controversial call there. Ben Hauser looking to knock down the free throws. Successful on the first one. Can he knock down the second one to increase their lead to 6? Yes, he can. They're looking to they have to go up tempo here. Gupton up the court. He's sprinting. Behind the back. Looking. Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny attempting to create something for his offense. Up to Garrett Denny. Garrett Denny looking inside to Christian Williams. Christian Williams goes up, and he makes the shot. Back down to 4. 1:36 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Will the Sharks prevail, or will the Knights create opportunities for themselves to get a sneaky comeback and steal the game away from the Sharks, who have led for most of the second half? And they're calling a foul on Nick Rice on that. That's going to send Logan Conway to the line. And if he does anything like we saw earlier, he'll knock these two down. First one gets a friendly bounce and goes in. The lead is 5. He's no good. It's only a 5-point lead. Still a 2-possession game. Coming down to the wire. Garrett Denny pulls up. Bang. Bang! What a shot by Garrett Denny. 43-41. That was clutch. This game is going to come down to the very last second for the Knights and the Sharks. And this live stream is brought to you by All Sports High. And I'm Brandon Carroll, broadcasting. Here we go. 1:10 remaining. The Knights are in a press defense. The ball is off. And, oh. And they get it down to the end of the court, looking for a shot. And it's blocked by Matthew Desa. It's taken out, and Jaden Westerkamp loses the ball. Oh, my goodness. That was their opportunity, and he lost the basketball. Wow. Off his foot. After this amazing block by Matthew Desa, they couldn't execute as Jaden Westerkamp lost the ball off the edge of his toe. And Christian Williams is coming in for Jaden. That's tough. That is a tough sequence there for the Knights. Get a quick stop. Benhauser knocks them down. Knocks one of them down. 44-41. The crowd is wild. Benhauser knocks them both down. Extends the lead back to 4. The Knights are going to have to get a quick bucket, a stop, and another quick bucket if they looked to be able to close out this game and leave here with a dub. And Garrett Denny from the corner. No good. And he's hurt. Garrett Denny's hurt. He's down on the ground, and they are not calling. Garrett Denny, he looks in pain. Wow. That could be a huge injury here for the Knights, as they are already without most of their starters. This would be all 5 of their starters that were out. And we'll now take a moment of silence for Garrett Denny as he is down on the court. He is back up. He's limping, not being able to put any pressure on that right ankle. That's what it's looking like. So this young, unexperienced group is walking back onto the court. Christian Williams is there, and Kyle Dateweiler, juniors on the team, are the most experienced right now. And he knocks it down. And that looks like it's going to put this out of reach for the Knights, barring a miracle. And Reese Rushy comes up clutch for the Ponte Vedra Sharks. And that should be it, folks. Matthew Desa throws it out of bounds. With 35 seconds left, the Sharks look like they're going to get out of the castle with the win. Up to Fordham. But that doesn't mean that's going to stop Jonathan Gupton. who is still ferociously playing defense, looking to get a quick steal. But it just results in another foul. Fordham's at the line. And he misses the first one. Frustrated with himself, he shakes his head. And misses another one. Lane violation on Fordham, I think. Into Nick Rice. Nick Rice coming down the court. Kyle Datewiler pulled up for three, and it's no good. And that is going to be Sharks ball. 24 seconds remaining. Coach Mayer trying to get his team, get a press going. The press. It stopped the Sharks for a second, but they get the ball past midcourt. And we're just playing the foul game now. And this one's all but over, folks. 47-41, 11.7 seconds remaining. And here in the fourth, the Knights are looking to fall once again this season, looking to be 1-7. One of the worst starts in the Mayer era. Knocks down another one. Nick Rice takes up the court. And what's next for these two teams is going to be on January 8th. Ponte Vedra will play against Clay High School as they are looking to continue to get back to 500. And for the Knights, from December 27th to the 29th, they will be going to St. Petersburg to partake in the Suncoast Classic, a tournament that in previous years they've won. Will it be the same this year? Who knows? But that's the end of the game. The Knights have been defeated by the Ponte Vedra Sharks. Victory over Cancer Night here at the Castle. And that looks like it's going to be all, folks. Have a great night. This is Brandon Carroll reporting. Sponsored by All Sports High. Thank you. Goodbye.